Okay, so you're ready to bring the power of AI into your customer service team. But you know you can't just wing it. You need a game plan, right? A real, honest-to-goodness playbook. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down exactly how to integrate prompt engineering and turn your team into AI-empowered superstars.
And a quick heads up before we dive in. All the ideas we're talking about today come straight from Chapter 9 of the Prompt Engineering tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. We're really zeroing in on their specific blueprint for getting a team up and running.
So, here's our game plan. We've got 4 key plays. First up, winning over your team. The all-important human side of things. Then we'll get into how to actually structure the training. After that, we'll talk about why practice is so crucial. And finally, we'll cover setting the rules of the game to keep everything safe and effective.
Yes, this is the big one, isn't it? The question that probably keeps you up at night. The second you mention AI, you can just feel the anxiety in the room. But, it really doesn't have to be that way. It's all about how you approach it.
Which brings us to our very first play, winning over your team. Look, this is all about managing change. Before you teach a single person how to write a prompt, you've got to get in front of the skepticism and get everyone excited for the journey ahead. And this really gets to the heart of it. You have to tackle that fear factor head on. Be direct about job security. The best way to do that? Frame AI as an awesome new assistant, one that handles all the boring, repetitive stuff so your team can focus on the more complex, more rewarding work that actually requires a human brain. And hey, here's a pro tip. Don't try to do a massive rollout all at once. Start small. Find those few people who are excited about it. Let them be your pilot program, and let their success stories do the selling for you.
This really maps out the whole journey perfectly. It's not just a one-and-done training day. It's a process. You start by building a really solid foundation of knowledge. Then you move into a controlled practice zone, where it's totally safe to experiment and learn. Next, you support the team as they start using it for real. And the final crucial step, you build a culture where everyone keeps getting better and shares what they're learning.
Okay, so you've got buy-in from the team. Awesome. Now it's time to actually build the skills. So let's move on to our second play, how to structure a training program that really truly works.
The absolute key here is progression. You can't just dump a bunch of advanced techniques on your team and expect it to stick. Think of it like building a house, right? You have to pour a solid foundation before you can even think about putting up the walls and the roof. Good training works the same way, building skills layer by layer so people aren't overwhelmed and the knowledge actually sinks in. And here's what that blueprint actually looks like. You start with the absolute basics, the fundamentals of a good prompt and, this is critical, how to protect sensitive customer data. We're talking about personally identifiable information, or PII. That has to be day one. From there, you build up to core techniques, then intermediate applications. Only then do you hit the advanced stuff. And the final step is to specialize for different roles and build in quality assurance. It's a ladder and you climb it one rung at a time.
Now, knowing the theory is one thing, but prompt engineering is a hands-on skill. So our third play is all about practice. This is where your team really goes from just knowing the concepts to truly mastering their craft.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. You don't get good at this stuff by playing with generic, made-up examples. The practice has to feel real. It needs to be based on the actual, messy, nuanced problems your team deals with every single day.
And just like the training, the practice itself needs to ramp up. Look at the difference here. A beginner might start with a pretty straightforward task, a simple order status inquiry. Easy enough. But an advanced scenario? Whoa, that's a whole other ballgame. Now you're dealing with a frustrated, long-time customer who's about to leave you. That requires a multi-step strategic response. Building up to that level of complexity is how you build real skill and real confidence. All right, your team is trained, they're practicing, they're getting good. But how do you make sure everyone is on the same page and doing things safely? That brings us to our final, crucial play, setting the rules. I absolutely love this metaphor. Your goal isn't to tie your team's hands with a bunch of rigid rules. It's to build guardrails. Think of it like a highway. The guardrails keep you safe and on the road, but you still get to drive the car. You're guiding behavior while still trusting your team's professional judgment.
And this is where you have to be crystal clear. You need to separate the must-dos from the nice-to-dos. On the left, we have the non-negotiables. You must anonymize all customer PII. A human must review every AI response before it goes out, and you never put confidential info into external tools, period. Those are the hard rules. Then, on the right, you have the best practices, the things that will take your team from good to great, like sharing prompts that work well or always personalizing AI outputs.
So, let's bring it all home. What's the playbook in a nutshell? Number 1, deal with the human side first. Get your team on board. Number 2, build skills with a structured step-by-step training plan. 3, make sure they practice with realistic scenarios that get harder over time. And finally, number 4, set clear guardrails for quality and safety.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? With a playbook like this, you're not just tossing a new piece of tech at your team. You're actually planning a strategic upgrade of their capabilities. So the only question left is your team ready?